of AIA Denver. Kevin's design leadership prioritizes projects that are challenging and seeks partnerships with people and organizations that are committed to improving our communities. Kevin will describe some of the work that he's done, the exciting work that he's doing in neighborhood development, incorporating walkable, human-scale housing and development in the Lowry Buckley area. Kevin?
Thanks, Blake. Kudos I wanted to pass along to Dean and the neighbors in that Swansea area. I went to elementary school there, and that dialogue with CDOT was really amazing. It was really grassroots, so congratulations to everybody on that front. I'm going to talk about Lowry and a little bit of the past and what's for the future, which is called Buckley Annex. And slight correction: it's not. Most of this work is a lot of people have been involved. Design workshop led the master planning effort. Lots of other architecture firms around town have contributed to different parts of this dialogue. My role is as a design review architect for the Lowry redevelopment. Oh, sorry, for the Lowry Redevelopment Authority. So a little bit of history. The WHO Lowry Redevelopment was formed as an organization that was intended to sunset. It took the Air Force Base into a mixed-use community, and I sustain the wings proverb actually came from the Air Force, but I think it's got aspects of it that meant something to market rate developers and this whole redevelopment effort, taking this airfield into really a community that's a vibrant neighborhood and integral to the identity of Denver. This is the master plan as it stood. We'll talk about that little off to the left there, the 70 acres, that's the annex portion. Today there are 4,500 homes, 9,500 residents. The land plan has won, and all the development that's happened in it has won sustainability awards and received notoriety throughout the years. Just a quick tour of Lowry, if anybody hasn't found some of the secrets there. We recently did a addition to one of the hangars, which is the home to Wings of the Rockies Museum. One of its claims to fame was the set for some of the Glenn Miller story. Larimer Associates has been looking at the other hangar and is looking at doing a restaurant district. If you haven't, they've opened they have a beer garden next to it. It's a pretty cool little venue. There have been historic structures that have been made sense to keep, that were part of the identity and part of the history. The base commander's renovation that we worked on, the chapel, and then the bottom image there, an interesting riff on what's behind there. The big building is the steam plant building that was adapted to condos, and the overall site plan for that project also included some single-family homes that mimicked the form of that old building. Great park system out there that's also supported by great public art. You can actually pick up a map and go visit all of the totally unique art pieces in this community. Town center, at the time, pretty interesting, pretty groundbreaking. A lot of us were studying it and inspired by thinking about a different way of thinking about parking. Getting it tucked behind the buildings, one of the first projects to do that. Getting a small format grocery store to consider looking at that site, and still a very vibrant, active part of the community. Housing, lots of housing out there. They kicked it off in 1998 with the Parade of Homes with the HBA of Metro Denver. One of the things I think that's cool is just like the old parts of Denver have identified themselves by their parks, a lot of these residents and neighborhoods have done the same. All these, if you talk to Lowry residents, this is how they refer to themselves and where they live. The where, a little bit of a broad view. We're a pretty cool place to be. You know, we should take credit of that and take it as a responsibility. I think we have a lot of momentum, and I think we should try to run with it. This is just some random numbers here in factoids. This is an interesting energy efficient economy rating system. We're climbing. We've gone from number 14 to number 12. Quick little quiz here. You can do it in your head. Probably a lot of you played with this lock score on your iPhone or your Android phone. Those numbers and the places don't line up. So I'll just give you a minute to think and sort out what you think might match up. Let's see if there are any surprises in there for you. Cherry Creek, I think 86, higher the better for anybody who isn't familiar with the scoring system. It looks at proximity of lots of restaurants, shopping, a really holistic view of how walkable is a community. The bottoms of those three was actually Stapleton. Highland's Ranch is a 42. The Lowry site as a whole is 49, and somewhat in defense of the Stapleton site, there is a distribution. So some of these redevelopment sites, as they're happening, actually are at a disadvantage until that infrastructure starts to happen and businesses actually start to develop. So an example of that, this is the Buckley Annex site.